Hi, I'm James Lee of Brightly Polished Metals. Today on my workbench I have some wheels sent to me from Texas. And some of you have asked me some questions on my YouTube account, and so I've decided to do some samples of my work and answer them via video. If you like it and you have more questions, well, send them in and we'll answer some more. So I'm going to show you the wheels that we have today to work with. Take and spin these little guys around. We have a cast aluminum, and this is the way the customer sent them to me. It's about as good as somebody else, I guess, could do it. And he wants them full polish without the black inside. So we've gotten rid of the paint on this one, and we've done some sanding work. And then this one here, we've gone and gotten rid of all the rough cast that's on the inside there and polished it out right down into the lug nut holes as well. And we're going to show you how we break down the cast inside of those holes, get them flat, get them smooth, and get them all polished up really pretty. And we'll knock that one out last. We're going to work on this one here next. One of the very popular questions is, how do you get down into the corners and the cracks? Since I have access to a compressor, I'm going to use a flap wheel. It's about a medium grit, somewhere in the 100 to 120 range. And I've got a valve on here to slow the speed of the air down to a crawl. And I can get a speed that works well with whatever wheel and particular job I'm working on. I'm going to start by with the index hole, the one where the valve stem goes through, and work my way around the wheel. What I'm doing is being careful to wave this around in a way that hopefully it never stops in the same spot twice. If you sit in one spot for any length of time, even a little while, it'll dig a pit or a hole there, dig a groove, and we'll show you how to eliminate the grooves and the little ripples that are being created in there here in the next step. Next up, we're going to show you how I use the angle tool and a smaller sanding barrel that I actually made myself. Modified some of the bits that you can buy and some of the papers that you can buy, but I put the two and two together and made up something that works better for me than other products that are available on the market. I get back to that valve and turn the speed down just a little bit. That's going to help me get right down into this tight corner. We'll just blend our way out. If we have to go a little smaller, I drop the diameter of the barrel and we go a little smaller and a little tighter into the groove yet. The smaller diameter barrel or sanding tool that you use is the more likely, if you're out in the open, that it'll put a divot or a ripple, and when the polish comes through, you'll see that as it bends the light. Now comes the fun part. Here I've got a piece of 150 sandpaper, and I'm just going to get right on in there. This piece hasn't even been hit by the tool, so we're going to start fresh and show you just how fast a piece of 150 can do the job. We're going to scrape away some of the rough casting. In this case, the condition isn't so bad. rough cast wheels are really rough, and I have a lot more tighter cracks and corners to get in. This one here, what we'll do is cross the lines a couple times, sort of zig and zag, and eventually the rough cast part goes away, and you'll see just some really small pits. And if you cross the lines a few more times, the more you cross the lines, the quicker it cuts. And eventually you'll get right down into the more solid part of the metal, away from the edge of the rough cast. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way around the entire wheel and go over all the work I did with my barrels. And I'll go right into the corner and with my finger and go up and down there like so. And although you would think this method would take you forever, and it does take a long time, it gets the job done right and without making any mistakes like slipping a tool and catching an edge and putting ripples in it. The smoothest finish you could get is from your hand sanding. No tool can match these fingers right there, and the smooth arc that the metal stays so smooth. And when the light hits it and it's polished, that's what makes the quality separate from other people who just get in there with the barrels and don't take the time to smoothen it out. This customer sent these wheels here, and they were already in really good condition, but he wanted them good for not just good, he wanted them great. He's going to take it to a car shows, and he wants the judges to notice a difference. So we're not going to stop until this is as beautiful as it can be. Now I'm switching over to 220, and I'm going to work the same areas that we just worked a little bit. And I'm going to give away one of my little trade secrets. It's a way that you could help just pass the time and get more work done a little more quicker, and that's we're going to go flip on some music. So here, listen, let me do that. I don't know what to tell you. This is the way to do it. I'm not a glamorous person. This is not a glamorous job. It's a dirty job. You work your fingers to the bone. I'm down to 220. And when I really want to see what's going on, I keep everything in the same direction. Then you can see if there's any scratches or any lines or anything in there besides the ones that you're working with. If you switch from 120 and you go directly to 220, you got to spend long enough to make sure that there's nothing but 220. Then I'll be switching to 320, and we'll just keep right on going until we wear that 320 out, and that's about where I'm going to stop.